Good evening. My name is Devin Divakar, and my project partner is Ranjit Chandramohanan. We are here to record the video for our visualization project. The title of our project is Do's and Don'ts of Climate Change. This is the poster that we have made. The poster for our dashboard is this. And the topic for our dashboard is, as you can see, do's and don'ts for climate change. We have data for CO2 emissions for countries across years and across industries as well, which is climate affecting. We have data for climate regulating features as well, like land cover and renewable energy generation. The main highlights of our findings are shown here. So, like I mentioned, the first row is for the climate affecting uh, things, and the second row is for climate regulating things. As you can see here, China is biggest CO2 emitter in the world with about 28% 28% of CO2 emissions emitted by China alone. In China, the industries of electricity is the major contributor to CO2 emissions. And here we can see like the top five countries, including China, the USA, Russia, India, and Japan, contribute more than twice than what the remaining countries do. So that is two-thirds CO2 is emitted by only these five countries. Amongst the countries, we have 45% emissions attributed to only one industry, which is generating electricity around the world. So electricity generation is the greatest contributor. So that got us thinking, what is the percentage for renewable energy generation amongst different countries across years. So that is why we have the second row here. So out of all the renewable energy generated, 75% is generated by hydroelectricity. What surprised us here was only 1% is generated by solar, only 4% is generated by solar energy. And so there is room for improvement there. And marine energy is the worst contributor, contributing less than 0.1%. Another climate regulating thing for the countries that they do is land cover. So, what areas are which land area is contributing to climate affecting things and climate regulating things. So, as you can see, 21% is covered by grasslands, which is the greatest contributor in the land areas. Here, we have a goal that was set by scientists. So, we have to limit the temperature rise, average temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius, uh, which we can tolerate. Else, it will cause catastrophic climate change, causing sea levels rise, extreme weather, and also because of sea level rise, it will cause damage to settlements and human displacement as well. So, I'll just go over to the our dashboard. So this is our dashboard. We have five graphs: a choropleth map, a circular bar chart, histogram, tree map, and a PCP. For the first row is for climate affecting things, and the second row is the climate regulating things. So we have a hover over feature in which if you hover over any country or any thing, it will show you the attribute as well as the value for it. So that is there across every graph, and that is there. Then we have a uniform color scheme for the circular bar chart, the tree map, and the PCP. That is, it is based on this color scheme: Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Oceania. So I'll just show you the interaction. Here, if you see the choropleth map, only like two countries, which is America and China, are in the worst top bucket, producing the maximum amount of CO2. Then, as is evidenced here, so it is China, USA, Russia, India, Japan, and so on. So if I just click on, say, China, the all the visualization change except for the PCP. What it now shows is China mainland's main industry emissions depending upon industry, and this also shows yearly emissions, and this shows China's renewable energy share by hydro, solar, and wind. So there is also another interaction that if you want to see what energy, how much is electricity gas, steam, and air conditioning supply contributing yearly, you can just click here and it will show you here. And then if you want to see individual year basis, you can just click here and then you can see 1999, 2000, the constituent years here. So another thing, the same thing is valid for any other country, like USA, India, everywhere. You can click anywhere, and then it will, give the display to. It will show you the displaying thing of the constituent years. That is it from my side. My partner will take over from now.
As mentioned, since we have filters for regions specified for all countries, we have Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, and Oceania. We can select a particular continent, and the graphs are filtered based on the region. So, for example, if I were to click on Europe, we can see that Europe's total industrial emissions and their respective industries and their year-wise emissions for Europe. Here we can see Europe's trend has been going downwards over the years. Like if I were to look at 2000s, for example, can see it has mainly remained stable. Whereas if we were to look at Asia, we can see for the same year, Asia's growth has been growing exponentially, which is very bad for our climate. We can such way we can compare for other regions as well, such as North America. So we can see here as well, North America has also been going up, but they have slowly tried to taper down to reasonable levels. South America, on the other hand, is on the same path as Asia, where they are growing exponentially. Oceania has been trying to keep it stable. So this way we can see different variations of filters we can apply for our regions. So another thing we can notice is if I were to look at China, China's growth has been a lot over the years from 2000. Initially in the 1900s, it was reasonable, it was stable, but from 2000s, it has been growing exponentially. If you can see, like there is on 2003, it was 3,800 million metric tons, whereas 2006 it has nearly doubled, becoming 5,700. On the same time, when we look at Germany instead, we have Germany's emissions going downwards. If I looked at the same year gap, we have between 2003 and 2006, Germany's emissions have been 642 million metric tons. Even in 2006, it has been just 630. Even if I were to look at 2018 data, in fact, it has reduced. So this shows that the European countries are making an effort to move away from the energy sources which using replacing it with renewable source of energy instead of which is the largest contributor of electricity, gas, and steam. We can even see other types of visualizations where North America's air transport industry, which is 6,568 million metric tons. This is the highest among all regions by far for air transport. This could show that North America is predominant in air travel, and it is even higher than Asia's emissions for uh, air transport, which is just 4,791. And moving on to the PCP, the PCP helps us show different distributions of land cover for all countries. PCP helps us identify what countries are closely related and helps us identify outliers in them. For example, if I were to look at this country, which is Canada, Canada has very high vegetation and water bodies. Whereas if it was this is Russia. Russia has a lot, the highest percentage of tree areas. This way, we can easily identify different distributions of data. We have millions of, yeah. So, and there is also snow and glaciers present, which is mainly present in Greenland. The this which snow and glaciers, where CO2, as CO2 emissions are increasing, the average temperature is increasing, which makes the depletion of snow and glacier covers rapidly and causes a positive feedback loop of continuous temperature rise and depletion of snow and glacier. So we need to try to uh, limit our emissions to counteract this problem. You can also see the tree map, which is depicting renewable energy generation. We can select a country, see the country's main technologies of renewable energy. So as you can see, hydroelectricity is the main energy generation for China, followed by wind and solar. We can even double click to go back to the original tree map. We can so as you can see, most countries hydroelectricity is the main source of renewable energy as it is the easiest to produce. And even if we were to click on a country, it zooms into the country to show the renewable energy for that country. We have done this visualization based on continents because this is a global problem and only action at a country level or a continent level through legislation can solve the issue. Thank you.